if you are breathing, if you have a functional brain and have the capacity for self-talk and internal thought, you have compared. At some point in your life, you have made a comparison of yourself to another person, to a situation, to another place, to something outside of you. And we've all heard the messages about comparison. Comparison is the thief of joy. Don't compare chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 20. The grass isn't greener on the other side. Comparison is an act of violence against the self. We've all heard these narratives and these stories and these concepts that comparison is the ultimate evil. But what if it isn't? What if comparison is actually a insanely, insanely effective tool when it's used correctly? Comparison has gotten a really, really bad rap over however long it's been. I don't know the data on like how long we've been comparing, probably since the beginning of time. Og and Gog and Og and Grog are comparing their sticks to each other, right? But we've all done it. We all compare. We've all seen somebody who has something we want. We've all seen people on social media and wished we had what they had. We compared our body to somebody else's, our career to somebody else's. We've all engaged in the habit of comparison, and we've all gotten sucked into the trap of harmful and maladaptive comparison. What I want to talk about today is the difference between healthy and constructive versus maladaptive and deconstructive comparison. Because, in all honesty, working as a therapist for the last 7 years, over, doing over 7,000 therapy sessions, working with hundreds and hundreds of people one on one, something that I've seen is comparison can actually be one of the most helpful tools that you utilize if you can use it correctly. The challenge is so few of us ever actually do. Most of us grew up in homes and in environments where comparison was always in a negative sense. Comparison was always something that was done to show you that you're less than or to put you on a pedestal against somebody else. It's always come off in this very negative vein. And so we grow up hearing these comparisons. Oh, look at this person and look at that person and look at this person and look at what this person has and look at what I don't have. Comparison has always been in this frame of it's you versus me. It's us versus them. It's the haves and the have-nots. This person is better and or superior because they have. I am weak and less than because I don't. That type of comparison is incredibly destructive. That type of comparison doesn't give you any opportunity to grow. And actually, that type of comparison is exactly why people will end up lying, cheating, stealing their way into, or taking shortcuts into success. At Evolve Ventures, the company that I helped co-start, the mental health organization that I helped co-start, we have a podcast that we produce and we do 2 episodes a week. And my business partner, Amelia, and I, we actually recorded an episode yesterday where we were diving into taking shortcuts and what happens when you run away from your deepest insecurities. And one of the things that we talked about was the fact that when people are living their lives with deep insecurities and when we don't actually take the time to acknowledge our insecurities, when we don't face them, when we don't acknowledge them, we are likely to take shortcuts. We are likely to do whatever the easiest thing is to get the thing that we want. And it usually comes as a byproduct of a comparison to somebody else. That person is skinnier than me. That person has a better body than me. I don't believe that I'm capable of exercise. So let me go get plastic surgery or take a pill that's going to make me lose weight or go get a shot or go get, some type of surgery. That person has more money than me. Okay. Let me steal. Let me, fudge my numbers and make it look like I have more money. Let me put a nice car or an expensive trip on a credit card and put myself in an insane amount of debt just so that it looks like I can keep up with these other people. We've all done it. Maybe not to those extremes, but we've all done something in that vein to let ourselves one up another person because of the insecurities that we have. Because we struggle so deeply sitting in the negative emotions of, I don't feel good enough. I don't feel capable. I want to do this thing, but I don't actually believe I can. And when that's been running your entire life, and when what's becoming normalized and accepted is avoid that, don't address it, don't talk about it, and just go find a workaround, of course, we're going to keep running this pattern over and over again. And when we don't address our experiences, when we don't address our insecurities, when we don't address the challenges that we are struggling with, of course you're going to negatively compare to another person. You're going to look at them and you're going to think they have a way better life than you, or they're more competent than you, or they're more capable than you. You're going to compare harmfully. And then what likely is going to happen is you're going to do something that doesn't actually help you, that doesn't actually move you into the direction of the place you want to go. This is where adaptive, proactive, and healthy comparison really comes into play. Healthy comparison is that person has a capability that I do not currently have. And I'm not going to shame myself. I'm not going to berate myself. I'm not going to lie, cheat, steal, and take a shortcut into achieving that thing. I'm actually going to learn from this person. What did they do? That person clearly did something to get the outcome that they have. So, what did they do? What can I learn from them? How can I compare what I've been doing to what they're doing? And how can I take some lessons from them and actually utilize that in my own life to achieve the same outcome? That type of comparison is exactly what the most successful people do in any arena to achieve wonderful outcomes. The most successful people in the world do compare and they do judge very critically. But the difference is it's not a comparison of self. It's not a comparison of inherent worth and capability. It's a comparison of present circumstances and skills and awarenesses and current capabilities and capacities. The most successful people, the happiest people, the most fulfilled people, the most in love and capable, and whatever the metric is that you're measuring, those people compare, and they compare often and they compare hard. But they compare appropriately. Even me wanting to be a therapist, my goal and my intention is to be the greatest therapist and the greatest speaker and the greatest leader that I can possibly be. And so what I've done is I've hired coaches who are going to help me appropriately compare to others so that I can learn and compare to where they are because they're ahead of me. I'm going to compare to people in my industry. I'm going to compare to people in my own age bracket and in my own category based on who's been doing it the same amount of time that I have. and I'm going to learn from them. What are they doing that I'm not, that I probably should? What am I doing really well, and what can I double down on? What do I not know yet? And how can I learn? How can I leverage what I don't currently know to get better? That is the only reason why I'm even capable of sitting here right now recording this video. Because I compared to where I was previously to people who I am inspired by, who empower me. And I used that comparison to say, where can I get better? Where can I learn? Where can I grow? Not where am I such a shitbag and where am I incompetent and incapable? That is not helpful. That is maladaptive and harmful. It doesn't bring you into the direction of where you want to go. But the other questions are, what are they doing that I'm not, that I need to learn? What skills do they have? Who do they have in their corner? What do they know that I don't? What are they doing that I'm not doing? That type of comparison will lead you to getting everything you've ever wanted. Because anybody who has something that you don't, or anybody who's capable of something that you are not, it's a byproduct of things that they are doing that you are currently not, or awarenesses and skills, or people, or resources, or leverage points that they have that you don't yet have. So compare. Compare often, compare hard, compare critically, compare compassionately, compare lovingly, compare justly. Don't compare at the self level. Nobody is better than you inherently. Someone might have better skills than you, but that doesn't make them a more worthwhile human than you. That's where people mess up when it comes to comparison. I have my clients compare all the time, but to where they could be, to the people that they admire. And I help them pick apart, what do you need to do in order to get there? Who do you need to become? What are the skills you need to learn? And how can you do that while maintaining compassion for yourself? While maintaining adaptive, positive self talk, constructive self talk, while building your sense of self worth and self belief and self esteem. Comparison is one of the most adaptive, positive, useful skills and tools that we have, but you need to learn to use it appropriately. I hope this video helped. Drop a comment down below if you liked this video. Let me know how you've been doing comparisons up to this point and what you're going to change. And if this resonated with you and if you want help doing this, I have time on my calendar absolutely for free. I'm not going to try to sell you anything, where you can book a free call with me for 30 minutes and we'll dive in and I can help you navigate this. So hit like, subscribe, drop a comment down below, book on my calendar, and I will see you guys all next time.